Whoa! Indigo, I almost blew you off the lid.
I'm thinking you are a strong swimmer.
We are really high up.
I would have dived in after you.
You better...
And here we go. Hello there, thanks for joining me. I am AVStoryteller, and this is my Let's Play Skyrim, where I'm currently focused on the Civil War. Thanks for joining me. We rejoin Raimyr, Indigo, Zora and Boni in the courtyard of Ar-Karanak, which is a part of this ancient city, an ancient temple. We are here because of Cyrodiil. In order to free Raimyr's soul, or part of his soul that seems to have been ensnared by Molag Bal, we must go to Molag Bal's plane of Oblivion. Unfortunately, there's a problem. The door ahead is blocked, and the only clue we can find belonged on that dead body over there. A note which seems to suggest that the solution to open this door may appear at nightfall. It's time to check the map and the mission, I think. The Shadow of Meresis. Cyrodiil revealed the amulet's true background to me. It was he himself who summoned the amulet because he didn't see Molag Bal's true intention, using the amulet as a tool to enslave the souls of mortals. To prevent me from meeting this unpleasant fate, it needs to be brought into the realm of Oblivion and be destroyed there. Cyrodiil sent me to Ragada, an ancient city which he guesses to be the location of a legendary Corrington mirror, a portal to the plains of Oblivion. Let's check this note we found on that unfortunate soul. The upshot of this long note is that towards the bottom it says further observation may be necessary at nightfall during the upcoming night. Fortunately, time is against us. It's 9:35 AM here, just the very start of the day, day 7. We have this civil war that we must complete, and Raimyr must, under pain of death, be in Blackmarsh, or sooner, before the Penitus Oculatus realise that he has not actually left Skyrim. So we're keeping ourselves as low profile as possible. The additional problem is that Raimyr has become a vampire. He's currently protected from the deadly rays of the sun because he still has blood within him. However, as soon as that is used up, then that sunlight damage will be lethal to him. However, the idea of hanging around here for half a day does not sit well with Raimyr. I've been looking through the map and trying to figure out what can be done. I'm ticking off the options here. Try to help General Tullius assault on Windhelm. I think we can rule this one right off the bat. The sun has just come up. Who knows how long that battle is going to take? Hours, days. I have no idea how many twists are going to go on there. Traveling that huge distance alone would be very dangerous. I just cannot roleplay that believably. He would have to feed. He would have to not let his condition be known to the rest of the soldiers. They may strike him down on sight. The credibility, the what's the word I'm looking for? All his heroic deeds that he's done, leading him to this point, may be suddenly just wiped clean if the populace of the Imperial Army realizes that he's a vampire. That could be enough to turn, you know, the army, or at least the generals, against him. Finding a cure. Raimyr hoped, and again that may be a poor choice of words, that Serana has not taken the cure. He made 2 cures, one for his daughter Sylvian-Lir and another for Serana, which he sent by a courier to Fort Dawnguard. He has no idea if that's actually arrived, on whether or not she has taken it. The other cure was not taken by Sylvian-Lir. That is in Cyrodiil. Again, a huge distance. However, we discovered just a few hours ago that there may be another hope. Thalion of Myrisi'l apparently has a great deal of knowledge when it comes to vampires, and maybe even knows a cure. Given the recent vampire attack on Myrisi'l and the awareness and the high alertness of all the citizens of Myrisi'l against vampires, it almost seems foolhardy to try and go there. I'm trying to roleplay this through. Yes, I quite believe that I could probably turn up in carriage, saunter down to his house, wherever, and have a quick word with him. But if you try to think about this from a role-playing sense, they just narrowly defeated enslavement or death by Myrisi'l. I forget the name of the master vampire. Morvath. So they would be very quick to spot the telltale signs that someone may be a vampire. They're going to be super paranoid as well. And exactly how they would react to Raimyr arriving there, even with his mortal's mask, might be touch and go. So I was thinking, Civil War, Eastmarch, too far away, too far to travel. Same with Riften and going to Fort Dawnguard. Off the table. They are off the table. We would have to wait until nightfall. And once it's nightfall, obviously I want to investigate our Karanak further and destroy this amulet, so I can free any grasp Molag Bal has on Raimyr's soul. So we can't do any missions above ground. We've got the problem of sunlight. Raimyr is still struggling with this vampiric thirst. Since being turned, he has not drank any blood. He's got his logical mind telling him it's repugnant and disgusting, and then he's got his vampiric nature crying out for it, and the longer he goes without feeding, the more powerful that vampiric instinct and hunger is going to be. And if you would think about this logically, there would come a point where he would either die or maybe go into a torpor because of lack of blood, if his willpower was strong enough to even resist the bloodthirst, or 2, he's going to go into a blood-crazed frenzy and attack anyone, regardless of how important that person is to him, to drink their blood. And that's a key thing I feel that has been missing from Skyrim, actually. From being a vampire in Skyrim, there doesn't seem, apart from, you know, taking damage through sunlight and additional damage through fire, there doesn't seem to be any psychological downsides to being a vampire. You should almost, I would prefer if there were some kind of mechanism that would make you lose control of your character, the vampire, and maybe even a werewolf during a full moon. I'm thinking along those lines. Basically, if you don't drink blood, there's a percentage chance which goes higher and higher and higher. And at one point, when you fail your willpower or whatever, then you lose control of your character and she goes into the blood craze frenzy, you black out in all intents and purposes, you lose control, and your character attacks, kills, maybe not, but certainly drinks his or her fill of blood before the blood frenzy dies away. I mean, I really feel that's missing from being a vampire in this game and being a werewolf. Because then you would have that wonderful moral dilemma of I feed a bit from several people, so none of them are hurt or have any chance of dying because of lack of blood. Oh, by the way, if you take like a single pint from a human being, there's a very good chance that they will die. So you would have to have a little from many, or you try to hold off, and then take a lot from someone, which is very likely going to kill them because of blood loss shock. Right, it wouldn't be like you've teared their throats, what have you. If you simply remove 2, 3, 4 pints of blood from a normal human being, this is a average size adult, we're not talking about children here, which is even less, they would go into blood loss shock and die. You don't have to drain them dry to kill someone. Just take a few pints, that'll be enough. So yeah, you would have that wonderful moral dilemma of a little from several, and then you run the risk of the more I drink from different people, the greater the chance that I am going to get discovered as a vampire, and then you get the peasants with the pitchfork and the torches and all that kind of good stuff. Or you take a lot from one victim, or all from one victim, you can dispose of the body, you've only killed one person, there's far less chance that you would get notice, because the victim themselves couldn't talk or say anything. And also I like how you can actually drink blood from sleeping victims. That's a very good trick in this game. So how do you get blood from NPCs without giving away your nature? Another good thing would be to have willing blood vessels. That is, a vessel is someone who willingly gives you their blood. They know you're a vampire for maybe some kind of exchange. It could be that you simply have mentally dominated them, but more likely it's because they are dependent upon the vampire for one reason or another, and it could be a very dark reason, like you've got these people hooked on some really nasty drugs and you're the only source of it, or you've even got them chained in your cellar somewhere. But that's not so much willing. When I'm thinking about vessels, I'm thinking about actual willing individuals, because maybe you are fabulously wealthy, you've made a lot of money, gold, septims during your time as a vampire, and these vessels basically are living the dream. They've got the beautiful manor, they've got everything else they could want, except they don't have their freedom so much, because you need to know obviously where they are at all points in time. They need to be readily available for you, and if you take a little blood from them, they're going to be very tired and drained. So you probably have a herd of like 5 to 10 of these people, and all that kind of like apparatus that you could have put into the game to make it even more interesting to be a vampire. But current situation is weakness of fire. Now that says fully fed, but that's not what the other pop-up notifications are telling me. They keep saying like I am basically got the last taste of blood on my tongue, and I get the impression that that's gonna go very soon. So the map. Where am I going with all this? We need the mission, which is underground, not far away. So I think I'm going to go here. I'm going to poke my head outside, see what the sunlight situation is, and then go there, and just so I'm doing something. I'm not feeling like I'm wasting this time. There's also a nagging worry in the back of Raimyr's head that if he does get bloodthirsty very suddenly, the only two people around here are Azura and Indigo. Let's make a move, shall we? And see if we can reforge this amulet. Level 60. There you are. Just checking that everything is super okay. It appears so. Ah. Oh, I see. This is the blocked way that I couldn't get through before. But you people came down this way when I first saw you. How did you get through? I thought that was a quick way to get back there. Let's weapon check. Dawnbreaker. No. Okay, we'll take it down to the steel arrows. I'm loving these long evenings at the moment that we're getting. It's a very cool ancient city. I mean, a lot of love has gone into it, as you can see. The voice acting has been good. The little cutscenes at the beginning, they were great. Alright, and I think I'm going to get my Croesus mask on, because that will improve my running speed and my mask. And we need to keep our eyes open for trolls. I think there must be a breeding ground around here, because they always seem to be reappearing. Ah. Speak of the devil.
You smell like that.
Oh, Indigo! Oh! Indigo, I almost blew you off the ledge.
I'm thinking you are a strong swimmer.
I would have dived in after you.
You would? Now that is a surprise. That's a long way down.
Need to be careful of using TK dodge around here as well. One ill-timed dodge and I'm off the edge. And I don't think there's a way out of there, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's a kill box right across there. That would just, you know, instantly kill your character as soon as you activate it by falling through it. Okay. So we're doing this Galdur's mission to reforge the amulet, just so we're not wasting time waiting around for nightfall. Red guards are 50% resistant to poison. They can use the adrenal rush to regenerate stamina quickly for a short time. And here's the big test. Vampire blood is weakened in daylight, but I'm not burning alive. Which is good. Go and put marker down. That is something they definitely need to figure out. Make it a bit more foolproof to get the marker down, because I'm just clicking on that location and it's just not acknowledging it. Kolskega Mine. And we've been very fortunate with the overcast skies. Skyhaven Temple. Tripping over dead animal skulls. That's something that they don't have in Skyrim, probably for the best. Accidental trip animation.
I'm on my way to Windhelm to join up with the Stormcloaks. Ulfric has the right of it.
If he was in a uniform, I would put an arrow in him.
I may have roots in Cyrodiil, but Skyrim's as much my home as any Nords. What was that?
Even Ben Will didn't seem to work. Gains power over animal, people, and even dragons, but not farmers, apparently. Added a bounty. Some might think that's a little harsh. But very soon I'll be marching on East March. And I could just save the lives of one or more Imperial soldiers, even my own, by taking him out now. I've gone past it. I'm going to stick a potion of stamina.
Whatever you say.
Maybe not speak to any more farmers for the time being. Or maybe I didn't go past it, maybe there just wasn't a route up there. It's not behind the waterfall, is it? Nope. Back, Indigo.
Something on your mind?
Why don't you continue on foot?
Okay, fair enough.
That looks like Forsworn territory up there. Always check behind the waterfall. Everyone ready? I'm expecting Draugr, considering what we've already come up against, getting these amulet fragments. Let's give that a try. Hello. Let me just change these arrows over. Don't want to stick with Daedric. Where's Steel? Lost Legend. Taking it just to quickly recap. Talsgar the Elder. History of Skyrim. Sopping Wheel, Strikes Dead, Order the Hear Red Eagle. This Red Eagle actually. Yeah. Thought this might actually be regarding Galdur's Amulet. If you're wondering why I'm not extracting blood, if you're a smoker and you're trying to quit smoking, you don't pick up packets of fags from a everyday adventurer. If you're an addict, you don't keep your drug on you. So it's one way to get that temptation away. Let's read the ancient edict. Let this place be forgotten forever. Let it be struck from the rolls of history. Let it never be spoken of by man or Myr. Let its very name be lost to the ages. Ye who enters here know this place was sealed at great price. Honour those who perished here. Turn back and leave them to their rest. Let's see what's on the back of this claw. Bear, fish, snake. What killed the adventurer?
I hope we do not come to a dead end in here.
Boom! Thank you. I should push you off. I really should. No. Right. Everyone, be on your guard. That's a lot of doors.
Trouble ahead. Surely my dashing savior will not let any harm come to me this time.
I promise nothing. Same claw, different claw.
Why do you take me to such places?
I like showing you a good time, Indigo. Deliberately misinterpreted what you meant by that. Bear, fish, snake, still, yep. Oh, we seem to have a problem. I need an ivory claw to activate the keyhole. I do not have it. Why do I not have the ivory claw? Ah, frustrations. Dart trap. I must have picked up the ivory claw to get all 3 parts of the amulet. I'm wondering if I've left it at Elysium Estates. Okay, so that's a quest item. It can't be removed from my inventory. That would seem to suggest that the other items could not be removed from my inventory. I'm trying to remember if there was something at Elysium's Estates, a function that allowed claws to be removed to display them or something. And I'm wondering if that's what I've done, because I'm racking my brains. I can't think where else this ivory claw would be. Let's try and do this lock. This could kind of put a damper on my plans. 2 gold. It cost me more to buy that first lockpick. Which is a shame. It's too far to go back to Elysium Estates. So I'm thinking Weekend in Daylight. I'm thinking Markarth. Face sculpture. We can help Asteria. Go to the Shrine of Talos. Steal the statue of Debella. And Bonnie's screaming at me, got Markarth, got Markarth, got Markarth. You just want to see Sophia. No, I don't. Retrieve the pommel of Maroon's razor. Ah, this is infuriating. Cannot fast travel. I'm trying to put a marker down, but never mind that. Where are these enemies? I'm also thinking, is it in the horse inventory, which I cannot get to because now the horse belongs to Indigo. Let's go to Markarth, go to the stable and get myself a horse. and then I can swap with Indigo back from my own horse. I'm hoping I haven't lost all my actual items that was in my horse backpack. That's just occurred to me. I have used a script cleaner last episode on my save. So if it was because of scripting problems that Indra and Zora were having trouble, you know, following me and or using the horses, hopefully that will have cleared it up. Unfortunately, we have reclaimed Markas, the Imperials. So we shouldn't run into any Stormcloaks. I'm going to turn around the corner. There's going to be an entire division of his best Stormcloak troops in there. What's going on here? I thought that was Ulfric himself then.
Need something?
Need something.
2 guards. Must be a tough time for the carriage driver around here. I need a horse.
Poor Banning. Twice as much work here in the stables without him.
Banning was a cannibal. He got dispatched during the Red Breakfast. Can I buy a horse?
Got one all saddled and ready to go. What are you willing to pay?
1,000.
Sounds fair. She's yours. Like I said, she's all saddled.
Oh, yeah, remind me, who's in charge now?
That would be Jarl Igmund.
Still
Young
the same.
for a ruler of the Hold, especially the Reach. Wasn't surprising he stayed loyal to the Empire. His father helped capture Ulfric Stormcloak after the Markarth incident.
What's the Markarth incident?
It's the whole reason Ulfric revolted against the Empire. Well, the first reason, anyway. Forsworn had taken over Markarth, and Ulfric and his men drove them out. Empire promised they'd be free to worship Talos afterwards. Pity no one told the elves. Whole group of those Thalmor came, and they demanded Ulfric's arrest.
Who are these Forsworn?
Before the Nords came, we worshipped the old gods, had our own kingdom. Times have been good and bad since then, but some folks couldn't handle not ruling their own land. Those are the Forsworn. The Forsworn follow the old ways, but some of those were best forgotten. Blood sacrifices, communing with Daedra. It's the road to ruin. May the crags fail to trip your feet.
That's an interesting line. May the crags fail to trip your feet. Just gonna put this on.
That Nord woman attacked in the market? I do not like this one bit, my lord. We can only hope this Eldris knows more.
Intrigue. What am I looking for? I received a note from a man named Eldris in Markas. He wants me to meet him at the Shrine of Talos, presumably to talk about the recent incident in Markas Marketplace. And if Zora's interested in it, I'm interested in it. Where's my horse? Come on, Indigo. Ay, caramba. What have you done with Beast?
What is on your mind? Sounds like a plan.
I'll wait until he gets on. fact, if I get on mine now. I'm hoping Beast doesn't disappear when Indigo gets off. When he gets off.
Okay, fair enough.
Right, okay. Let's try and
You
do
want
this.
to ask me something?
We need to talk about your horse. Maybe
I
here?
am all ears.
Do you want to trade your horse for a new one, Indigo?
A new steed? I cannot resist.
Take my Markarth horse. He's yours now.
That lovely patchwork horse with a killer smile and apples on his breath? Okay,
And I'm gonna grab
what's
mine.
next? I think I will call my new steed Fledge. He is a lovely horse, and he deserves a lovely name.
Fledge. So why didn't you call him Fledge then? That's not counting as my horse anymore. But I still have access to my horse's backpack, it seems. I'm looking for an ivory claw. It's not there. Okay. So where would it be then? Have I not found it yet? I surely must have in order to have that mission. Let me just quickly check convenient horses. I may need to purchase another horse in order for it to be classed as Raimyr's horse. And I'm hoping my inventory is moved from one to the other. I'm just trying to see if there's a way here for me to force this horse to my ownership. If there is, I'm not seeing it. Let's see what happens if I try to horse call. Okay. Will that now be called Raimyr's horse? It will not. But as long as it comes, and it's got my inventory, that's all I need. Let's check the map for this guard I need to speak to. Talk to the gathering about helping Esteria. Are you the man? You're the man. I didn't even realise this went down here. Cool little secret entrance. I'm liking that a lot. Ludvar.
Pardon me, stranger. Will you help me raise a flagon for my dear departed brother? May he find peace in Sovngarde.
Sorry for your loss.
No need to be sorry, lad. These are happy times. And he's in a better place, drinking far better mead than we could ever imagine.
I never really got an option to try the mead, but if someone offered while I was in Sovngarde, I probably would have accepted. How did you lose your eye? I didn't realise you had. It's a bit difficult to tell from this angle. Oh, that's supposed to be a glass eye. Okay. How did your brother die?
Bravely, as only he could. A group of forsworn stragglers, covered by darkness, made a daring attack at the front gate. My brother caught sight of them immediately, and ran up the steps to fire the mechanical bow. Only, some foolish sod must have forgot to grease it or something, because the lever was jammed. Worse yet, the guard manning the tower was fast asleep, and didn't sound the horn. My brother would have to defend the city gates by himself.
Your brother took on a horde of Forsworn by himself?
He may have died, but I'm proud to say he took 3 of those savages and a Briarheart with him. He put the fear of Talos in the rest of those stragglers. Let them know that every Reachman was worth a dozen of those Forsworn bastards!
How did the invasion end?
The rest of the wild folk fled into the night. Who knows what would have happened had they breached the gate?
Frontal assault seems out of character, even if they were stragglers.
Aye, it was a bit peculiar given how sneaky they usually are. But Uthmer assured me it all happened as they said.
Wolfmar?
He was on duty that night as well. Ungver told him to run into the city and wake the guard when a horn didn't sound. By the time he returned, the Forsworn raiders had left, and my brother had fallen. The guard manning the tower? Arrow to the throat. Who knows how many more would have died that day if Ungver wasn't there to save them? My brother died a hero, a savior of the Reach. Anyone who says otherwise, feel free to raise your hand and punch yourself in the face.
How trustworthy is this Wolfmar?
I trust him with my life, and vouch for his words with my own. Uthmar was more than a watch-brother to me and Ungver. He was our best friend. We even made him an honorary member of the family. Thick as thieves, the 3 of us, ever since childhood. I'd sooner believe Tongvor crapped silver before I'd believe Uthmar is a liar.
Let me just back out of that
All right.
and see if I can find this quest that Asteria wants me to do. Because that smells very fishy, that story. And I want to make sure that I tick off what I need to do for Asteria before this man goes potentially running after this Wolfar for telling the pack a lie, which is how it sounds. Is it a miscellaneous one? Raven Anvil. That's as helpful as a chocolate fire guard. Talk to the guardsman about helping Asteria.
Sovngarde? Oh, a beautiful place, I'm sure.
It's very purple. Curious about your uniform.
I wear it with pride, stranger, and I won't ever change my colors. I don't care who wins the war. I don't care if a damn Forsworn sits on the throne. This is the uniform my brother wore, and this is the uniform I'll wear when I meet him in Sovngarde.
What is your opinion on the Silverbloods?
Ah, perhaps you've heard stories then of how Silverblood money has tainted our ranks since the day this dwarven city was settled. That's a lie. We Nords are a proud race, and no amount of coin is worth staining our honor. A Nord would sooner give up his own thumbs then use them to pocket a piece of tainted gold. If my brother were here, he'd vomit at the very notion of a Nord taking a bribe. No, there was never any corruption in this city, and there never will be, no matter who sits on the throne, so long as Nords man the towers.
It's a bit naive, don't you think?
Of course you would think so. You're not a Nord. You wouldn't understand.
Tell me about your brother.
He was a member of the city guard here in Markarth. Worked the night watch out by the entrance. Wasn't like them lazy gargoyles who just sleep through their shift and hope that Madanak isn't cooking them breakfast in the morning. No, he stood at his post every night like a bloody draugr, and only when the sun finally crawled over the mountains would he sheathe his sword. Best damn soldier in the Reach. Best man in all of Skyrim.
Can't help but feel that this man might be a bit in denial. He sounds like a vampire. He sounds like a good man. An honest one.
Aye. Most of us, we work all day. But half the time we aren't actually working. A rest here, a break there, but not ungver. I kept telling him, stop making us look bad. But he only kept at it. He pushed me to do the same. Pretty soon, we were both making everyone look like lazy sods.
Where is Wolfmar now?
That's a good question. The captain of the guard was in here just a moment ago, asking the same thing. To be honest, I've spent so much time alone, I never noticed he was missing. Maybe he took a leave of absence.
Something doesn't smell right. A permanent one. Wolfmar has fled the Reach.
Fled? Shore's beard. What do you mean, fled? What in Oblivion would he be running from?
Perhaps this letter may clear things up for you.
This is from Wolfmar? He says my brother was betrayed by the city guard. This can't be. A Nord would never betray his own watch brother.
I see. Then Wolfmar is a liar and possibly a murderer. It appears the city guard isn't immune to corruption. Nords are susceptible to greed. Yeah, I'll let you make your own decision regarding that one. It's either going to be the city guard or it's Wolfmar. What do you think?
No, Wolfmar is a fellow Nord. This letter, it must be a forgery, a conspiracy of some sort. And yet, for some reason, my gut tells me its words ring true.
It fits the odd circumstances of your brother's death.
What has the world come to when a man can't even trust a fellow Nord? But if there's corruption in our city, we need to root it out. I owe it to my brother to do so. I don't know why you brought me this letter, but I thank you. I hope Wolfmar finds peace wherever he is.
Actually, I would like to ask you a favour on behalf of Wolfmar and the Bard.
Sure, but if you think I will sully myself to get revenge, I'm sorry, but I won't. The ones who killed my brother will rot in cinder mine until the end of days, but it will be the Jarl who gives the sentence. I swore an oath to protect the city and the law, and I will die 1,000 deaths before I break it. Somewhere in Sovngarde, my brother is nodding his head, because if it were me who died, he would say the same.
I want you to honour the bard who aided your friend by naming her best in the Reach. Your brother wants revenge. Write down the bard's name and you'll have it. The bard would like to sing the Jarl a die in honour of your brother. Because they haven't mentioned in the actual quest text what she needed me to do, I guess it doesn't really matter. I wish I could remember the conversation. I'm really kicking myself now. I feel bad. I'll go with the top one. I want to honour the bard who aided your friend by naming her best in the Reach.
I see. So she wants to perform for the Jarl, and thinks I will write her name in Ingvar's ledger. I appreciate what she's done, but that would not be fair to the other bards. I am sorry, but you must tell her no. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to think about what I'm going to say to the captain.
Steal Yidvar's journal. It's a shame it doesn't give you a quick reminder there. Oh, you are kidding me. Why is it over there? I suddenly lost it. That's going to get done a lot later.
Make it quick.
How did you lose your eye?
I'm a bit embarrassed to say it, but it was a mud crab. Thing jumped out of nowhere and tried to snatch it, like a thief swiping a pearl. Bless my brother's heart. When he found out, he almost ripped out his own eye just so we'd match. Of course, he wouldn't have had to if I hadn't taken pity on that crazy chef and his worthless potions. I drank 4 or 5 of them and nary felt a thing. When my eye kept bleeding, I set to Oblivion with it and poured it over my eye. Might have made it worse. By Ysmir's beard, it felt like a bloody beehive was milling around in my eye, the way it stung, and smelled like honey. I've got to hand it to that chef, though. Here I was, about to lose my eye, and half of me was thinking about how I wanted another taste.
To be seen with you, Clavio. I could have told you his potions were a Hagraven's bargain. I'm going to go with that one.
You and everyone else. I just refused to listen, as good as those potions tasted. I even tested it by pricking my fingers before taking a swig. Turns out that's just about all it will heal. Until next time.
I'll leave you to your hammering. And I need to refresh my Mortal's Mask. Nope, wrong way. We're gonna go to the Shrine of Talos and have a word with this Eltree about this murder in the marketplace, which, if you can't remember, happened the very first time we arrived at Markarth. Walked through the door, we saw someone crawling over here and killed a woman. It's not showing me on the map where Talos is. Seal the statue in the Temple of Debella. Boney was saying, yes, let's go do that. Let's go do that. Boney, the only reason why you want to go to the Temple of Dibella is because you think Sophia is there. No, I don't. You do realise she's not going to be
did you
there.
need something?
What on earth do you mean? She was lying to you, Boney. You take that back. So I was looking at the water fountain there and then got, don't need to drink water. Time is it? 10:20. We could have Forsworn in here. We could have a murderer. Be on your guard.
Talos. Such a big, strong man. Now that's a gallant hero.
So are we?
But you're not so bad yourself.
So we've stopped being so sneaky, have we? Okay, I see.
I'm sorry to drag you into Markarth's problems, but after that attack in the market, I'm running out of time. You're an outsider. You're dangerous looking. You'll do.
I've not been told that before. I'll do. What are you talking about?
You want answers? Well, so do I. So does everyone in the city. A man goes crazy in the market. Everyone knows he's a Forsworn agent. Guards do nothing. Nothing but clean up the mess.
You want me to find out why?
This has been going on for years, and all I've been able to find is murder and blood. I need help. Please, you find out why that woman was attacked, who's behind Waylon and the Forsworn, and I'll pay you for any information you bring me.
Wailing. Who was Wailing? Where did he live?
He was one of the smelter workers. I used to have a job down there myself, casting silver ingots. I never knew much about Waylon, except he lives in the Warrens, like all the other workers.
Lived in the Warrens. I like how Raimyr is checking backwards and forwards. Like, I'm just looking for Forsworn hiding in the shadows. What's going on here? What do you know about Margaret?
She's not from Markarth. The air about her screamed outsider. Visitors to the city usually stay at the Silverblood Inn.
So, Silverblood Inn for Margaret and right, okay. And who are the Forsworn, in your opinion?
They're remnants of the old rulers of Markarth, natives of the Reach, followers of the old ways. The Nords drove them out of the city, Ulfric Stormcloak and his men. That was about 20 years ago. But somehow they're still here, and they're killing people.
You've looked into these murders?
Yes. It all started when I was a boy. My father owned one of the mines, rare for anyone who isn't a Nord. He was killed. Guards said it was just a madman, but everyone knew the murderer was a member of the Forsworn. I've been trying to find out why ever since. Gotten nowhere so far. And then I got married. Have a child of my own on the way. I swore I was going to just give up for my child's sake, but it's like my father's ghost is haunting me, asking me why. Let me know as soon as you found anything.
So if you're not a Nord, what are you, Breton? Breton. Let's check the map and the mission. Eltries has asked me to uncover evidence surrounding the murder of a woman in Markarth's marketplace who was attacked in broad daylight by a man claiming to be a member of the Forsworn. Any thoughts?
I'm right here.
Just curious.
Alright.
Indigo,
You want to talk?
what do you think?
No. Right now, my mind is a dried up riverbed.
Okay. Well, if you're dry, let's go grab a drink. Ow. So we've got one in there in the Warren. I think we'll start at the tavern. Like all good adventures.
Come on in. The Silverblood Inn has plenty of strong drink and clean rooms.
Right, let's ask around. Be real subtle, don't want to raise too much attention.
Okay, I will try not to start any trouble.
Did you go into relax mode there, Indigo?
Why not? Let me know when you are ready to move
Something
on.
on your mind?
Something on your mind, Zora?
That skull at the inn has a very rough voice, much different from that of Sven. Which do you prefer?
I prefer a deeper voice on a bard. But I know Sven's from Riverwood. Sven's melodic timbre is far superior, I think.
Are you just saying that to get on my good side?
Am I that obvious?
Well, my hero, it's working. I prefer Sven, but I must admit I am a little biased. We Riverwood folk have to stick together. Either way, we are truly blessed to have so many talented bards around us.
Just don't try and sing yourself, I don't. You must enjoy music. I can sing better than any of these jesters. You must enjoy music.
I enjoy listening to it. Singing not so much. If I want to sing a melody, I have to make sure no one else is around. I don't want to get a bounty or be accused of being a dragonborn when people start collapsing in agony.
Oh, I want to come back to that. Come on. Well, maybe you can sing for me sometime. Let's have a chat.
You a fighting man? How about a little bet?
Okay, let's have a bit of rapport with this guy first. You said something about a bet.
I'm drunk, and it's been a while since I had a good fight. 100 Septim says I can take you, bare-handed.
If I fight and win, he's going to be not so happy that I've taken 100 gold off him and unwilling to answer any questions. If I fight and lose, I'm going to end up with a bruised face. I'm going to pass on this one.
Milk drinker.
Did a woman named Margaret stay here?
Oh yeah, pretty little thing. Had a room here, I think. Ask the innkeeper.
Optional, obtain the key to Margaret's room.
I think I'm going to get another drink.
That sounds like a good idea. You do that. Innkeep.
This is the Silverblood Inn. I'll let you figure out who owns it by yourself.
Is it the Bard's Day Off? Did you have a woman named Margaret staying here?
Ah, yes. Rented the nicest room we had for a whole month. Best we all forget about her. Bad luck to talk about the dead in Markarth.
You've never been to Falkreach. Do you have a key to Margaret's room?
Of course. But I can't just hand that over. Privacy, after all.
Won't tell anyone, promise. Maybe I could rent the room. I'm going to be in there for 10 seconds. To help clear up this murder business. No one will ever know.
Well, you seem like the honest sort. Here you are.
I'll bring it
Remember,
right back.
ale is cheaper than blood in Markarth.
Let's see if it shows me which is her room. Best room in the inn. I'd be very claustrophobic without a window. Nightingale. Margaret's journal. Let's see. Just a silver necklace. Oh, I've got a journal. Let's have a quick read. Meeting at the Treasury House later today. Took them long enough. These people act like they own everything. Thonar Silverblood is the younger brother, but he obviously the one in charge. Makes all the deals, bullies local landowners into selling to him. Even employs that wispy girl at the door to deter troublemakers like me. Wispy girl. General Tullius is grown impatient, but I'll bring back the deed to Sedna mine. On my life, I won't allow a group of Stormcloak sympathizers to own the prison to the most notorious criminals of the Reach. They say no one escaped. Why? Is it really that secure? Tullius wanted the deeds at Sedna mine. Maybe I've played my hand too soon by rushing the confrontation with Thonar. There are shadows around every corner in the city. I know I'm being watched. Okay. So, are we thinking then that Thonar or someone at the Treasury had Margaret murdered in the marketplace, blamed it on the Forsworn, an easy scapegoat? Sedna mine. Find evidence about Thonar. Oh. Maybe once I've exited the Silverblood Inn, we'll find out.
With you any moment.
Where is he gone? What and who whiz were you up to? Right, Treasury House. I think we should go into the Warrens first. Tick that off before we go to the Treasury House. If they'll let me. Ah, I'm not actually going into... Am I in the wrong place? That's the mine. Oh, it's over here. Every day's a school day.
I trust
trust you're not planning any trouble. What can I do for you, friend?
And there's your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
Greetings, brother. You look weary. I have something to help you relax, if you're interested.
What have you got?
The finest skooma, at a fair price.
Bit too expensive for me.
Until next time.
Long as I stay out of the way, the gods don't seem to care about me being here.
Want to do some trading?
I can show you a few things, but anyone asks, and my name never comes up. Understand?
Some shady dealings, lots of dwarven stuff. That makes sense, Markarth. Probably easier to get your hand on that kind of thing.
Please, let's keep this between us. The Warrens isn't a place for your type. What do you want?
So only the poor or sick live here. Yeah, not a good way to shine them on. Do you know Waylon?
Oh yes. I know everyone who sleeps in the Warrens. Kind of the one who passes the keys around. I guess someone else will be taking his room now.
I need the key to his room.
Sorry, but you don't exactly belong here.
It's important. It concerns the murder in the marketplace. You can trust me.
Trust is hard to come by here. But all right. Until next time.
Lugs. Carvies. Kosnak. Are you injured?
You don't want to be here. No one wants to.
It's like a half dug out room. The games. Eltree's room. It wouldn't be a bad idea to find out who exactly we're working for.
They say the most painful way to die is also the fastest. And that's a shame.
You don't strike me as a beggar or laborer.
An astute observation. Most are too quick to trust their eyes, even as their blood curdles inside. Others don't trust their eyes enough. It's how I hide in plain sight, outside the very walls they seek to trap me in.
Does this story have an intermission? Who are you really?
I would ask you the same. Your body is unlike the others. It doesn't betray your thoughts. I'm curious as to why.
He's dead from the neck down. I'm just an adventurer.
A dagger is just a tool. It can mean many things depending on who wields it. What you say is true. You're an adventurer. But I can tell that means more coming out of your mouth than mine.
No, it's your turn.
Agreed. I will tell you what I am, and you can respond as you see fit. To put it bluntly, I am a killer. Just as mothers nurse their young, or a thief is compelled to steal, I crave the kill.
Not the greatest set of options. If so, why not join the Dark Brotherhood? Murder is a natural stupidhood. I share a similar need. They're all terrible options. Truth be told, I share a similar need.
And how, may I ask, do you deliver these souls to the void? No, don't tell me. Some things are best left to the imagination.
Are you familiar with the shadow scales?
Yes. I've heard tales that the Order is extinct. Still, if lives are left to flourish, then death will flourish, and the shadow scales will return.
Do you have any rules or victims you prefer to kill?
None.
Anyone called Margaret in the marketplace?
Mortals are like instruments, and they all make their own sound. Whether it's the creak of an old man, or the squill of a young child, their throes of panic are sweet, their cries to the gods divine.
I think we're dealing with a psychopath here. Something's telling me.
You're right. There's an age that plays sweeter than most. A time when a person can contemplate fear, yet isn't old enough to manage it. All of this works to titillate the palate before the kill.
If you're hiding out here, you must be on the run.
True. There are many who pursue me. Some of whom don't even know the face of their quarry. But as of this moment, it's sellswords who chase me.
What happened to make the sellswords target you?
I was near a small hamlet south of Farrun when the skin of a man molded in bruises and calluses called for my blade. The sound directed my eyes to the local blacksmith, a red guard, very stout, but his bones sang with fear. I turned to leave when I stumbled into a street urchin. He was a pickpocket, but a clumsy one. He missed my purse strings and cut the leather. And that was the problem.
Why is that?
Because the purse wasn't filled with septims, but the hand of a Bosmer. The few villagers who didn't see the hand were quick to smell it. The others just followed the screams. The town guard and local sellswords surrounded me. Even the farmers drew their daggers.
Is there any particular ritual you have for your work? How did you escape?
By submitting. I planted the idea I was worth more alive than dead. And the smaller the company, the bigger the share. It didn't take an oracle to see what would happen next. The sellswords were quick to turn on the guards, and even quicker to turn on themselves. The ones that remained were easy prey.
Is there any particular ritual you have for your work?
I keep the body parts that play the sweetest music. Although, some require fine-tuning. You might see me at the tanning rack, but it isn't leather I'm crafting.
And why you're off in the corner?
There's always safety in the shadows, for those who embrace it.
Well, we know the answer to that one, so let's just ask this one. Imprison the shadows means imprison the dark.
True enough. And is the dark a friend to you? I can't read you as well as the others.
What do you mean?
Your heart beats with neither pity nor malice.
Not at all.
Your bones speak in an unfamiliar tongue. Typically, the Warrens only beckon those who seek death. Can you hear it? Such sweet music.
What kind of music are you talking about? Spit it out.
The sound of darkness. The echoes and the void. the rhythm of bones. They all play as one.
I'm curious what your answer to this. Do you seek alms like the others?
I don't need your charity. Neither do the people. It only serves to delay their suffering.
The conditions in the warrant are rather bleak.
Yes. Take the sick one, Karine. She lies all day in her own filth, gripping her stomach in pain. Of course, there is a way out. The girl lacks the courage to do it on her own. You can help her. Her body yearns for your still, to feel its fiery kiss.
Why steal? Why not give her gold?
There's only one solution that's permanent. Death.
Are you a nihilist? I don't know.
Listen closely.
Is there any point to it being there? I mean, where's it all going? I don't care.
Your eyes whisper such beautiful music.
You have no idea. Oh, here we go. I've just got a bounty for taking his note. You've been chosen to strike free in the heart of the Nords. Go to the market tomorrow. You will know what to do. Oh, just the excuse I was looking for. Last witness killed. Bounty removed. How poetic. Everyone okay? Let's check the map and the mission. Find out who N is. I think we may find that out at the treasury.
Don't know anyone here who doesn't have rattles or a taxi.
Might not be permanent, but I'll certainly help you out in the meantime. Good luck to you. Let's get to the treasury, I'm thinking.
You've been digging around where you don't belong. It's time you learned a lesson.
Are you sure you want to do that? Who sent you?
Someone who doesn't like you asking questions. Come on, let's see what you're made of.
Oh, it looks like Zora and Indigo are letting me do this on my own. So I want to make sure I'm unarmed.
No. Yeah. No.
Punch like they stole your boots.
He's punched like they stole my boots. Which pair? Is that the vagabond? The vagabond boots? Or the Beastmaster boots?
I'll fix you good. Yeah.
You know, as an undead's like vampiric killing machine, you would think you would be able to punch a little harder. I think it does actually have an effect. Maybe not.
Lucky hit.
Which one? The first one or the 20th one?
Yeah. Go back to the ground.
Yourself a yard.
Oh, bastard. You're just gonna stand there and take it. Fight.
Drive that snow back to the ground.
I'll rip you in half.
Like the guy just stood in the river there.
Yeah. Yeah. Drive that snow.
It's all about the right hook. It's all about the right hook.
Keep your hands up.
The thought left in there just to confuse the hell out of him.
Drive that snow back to the ground.
Go on, into the water. Into the water. Into the water. Into the water. There's a dead body in that water behind you. No, I'm seriously, there is. Ah, I'm not falling for that old trick. Dead body in the water behind me.
Drive that snow back to the ground.
You won't get away from me.
Fight.
Into the water. Yes! Kiss blush.
You mangy piece of pit bait.
Don't let their dead body hit you on the way out. Talk, or I'll send you to the gods.
I was sent by Nepos the Nose. The old man hands out the orders.
Nepos the Nose.
He told me to make sure you didn't get in the way. That's all I know, I swear.
Really? And you brought a pair of fists to a sword fight?
This Nepos is quite nosy. That must be where he got the name.
Astute observation.
Nepos is in charge. That's all I know.
Okay. So where can we find this Nepos the Nose? Nothing coming up on the map. On the mission there. Try the local map. I'm not entirely sure where we'd go for this. Nepos the News. Could go back to the Silverblood. Ah, just go to his house. How convenient. Right. Let's make. What time is it? I think 11:15. Still got hours before sunset. Get up there.
Good morning.
Morning. Lovely day for a brawl.
You. I've seen you snooping around, asking questions. Back off. You don't want to know what happens to troublemakers here.
I'm not trying to cause any trouble.
You're finding it. That's bad enough. This is your last warning, outsider. We keep the peace here. Stay out of our business.
Okay. I don't want to antagonize the bottom rung guard. He's obviously got his orders from a sergeant. Sergeant's got orders from maybe the captain. Captain had his arm twisted by Thoron Silverblood, no doubt. So beating that poor guard to a pace won't solve anything. There's the treasury.
I'm gonna be a silversmith one day, like my mother and father.
Okay. I'll not ask the guard if he knows where this man's house is. Vildry Hall. Okay. You could be in there with 8 heavily armed and armored and short-tempered thugs. Let's go say hello. One old woman with a broom. Not that old.
Excuse me. What's your business here?
You can excuse me anytime you want. I'm here to see Nepos. Who are you? Just looking around. Sorry, wrong house. And who are you?
If you must know, I'm the maid. And the master of the house is old and needs his rest. So if you don't have any business, leave.
Wait. It's okay, my dear. Send him in.
Yes, Nepos. You heard him. Go on in.
Come on. You heard no man. Quickly give them the once over, see exactly what we're dealing with. Aggressive Breton. Spot an iron dagger at his waist. 2 daggers. This is more of my spy sense tingling. Good to have more in the back. Nepos?
I'm sorry about my housekeeper. She's a little protective of me.
She sounds like
now,
a good woman.
What is it you want?
You sent that thug after me. No. I know about Waylon.
Ah, yes. You've proven to be a real bloodhound. Well, you've sniffed me out. I've been playing this game for almost 20 years. Sending the young to their deaths. All in the name of the Forsworn. And I'm tired. So tired.
Why?
Because my king told me to. Madanach. When the uprising fell at the hands of the Nords, they threw him in the mines. I don't know how, but he lives. I get his messages, and I hand out his orders without question.
Find evidence about Nepos. Who's Madanach?
He is the king in rags, a man who once held all the Reach within his grip. He stokes the passions of the downtrodden in this city, directs them to kill the enemies of the Forsworn in our name. All from inside Sidna Mine, a Nord prison.
King
the
in
irony
rags.
is quite thick.
You mentioned an uprising.
Markarth and the Reach are our lands. That is why we are the Forsworn. We cannot claim the home that is rightly ours. But then, during their war with the elves, we had our moment. We drove the Nords out of the Reach in a great uprising. Then Ulfric and his men came. Those of us who didn't run were executed, except for myself, my king, and a handful of others.
Why are you telling me all this?
My dear boy, what makes you think you're getting out of here alive? You were seen coming in. The girl at the door is a Forsworn agent masquerading as a maid. You aren't the first one to have gotten this far. You won't be the last.
How many were Dragonborn?
I'm sorry.
Oh. I seem to have got stuck there.
But you're not leaving alive.
Watch out for the maid.
Class dismissed. Excuse me, my friend.
Hit them so hard they turn into a pile of ash. I was always just about to say something there.
Okay. I did not expect such a fight from 3 housekeepers and a nosy old man. In any case, we should hurry to Eltris and tell him about the Manor.
That sounds like a good idea. Let me just check this last Tynan. Just want to quickly check his notes. Nippo's journal. I grow guilt-ridden in my old age. So many of the young sent to their deaths, all in the name of the Forsworn, all in the name of Madanach, my king, who watches us from behind the iron bars of Seedna Mine. How long have I served you? Since the uprising against the Nords? Was there ever a time when all that violence hasn't overshadowed our destinies? What choice do I have but to do as I am instructed? The Forsworn Conspiracy. Eltri has asked me to uncover evidence surrounding the murder of a woman in Markarth's marketplace, who was attacked in broad daylight by a man claiming to be a member of the Forsworn. We have to find evidence about Thunnar. But maybe going back and speaking to this Eltri, as Zora suggests, would not be a bad idea first. And that is something we will do possibly in the next episode. I hope you have enjoyed this. If you have, please leave a like, please comment, please subscribe, and join me next episode where we continue, maybe with this investigation, or we could head straight back to our Karanak and try and get past those stone doors. Find out next episode. So until then, for myself, Zora, Indigo, and Bonnie, take care of yourself, and goodbye for now. Bye bye.